Hello, in this video, I want to share how you can use a website called Classroomscreen.com to do a variety of things, but I'm going to focus first on how to randomize groups. So this could be helpful if you're in a Google Meet and you want to have students randomized into a variety of groups and you don't have that breakout option right in Google Meet or in the classroom to randomize groups. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and launch Classroomscreen and take you through a couple of options. Now, I did create an account, but I have a completely free account, so I'll be showing you those options mainly. The Classroomscreen, I'm going to take you through these widgets at the bottom and explain how that works, but I'm going to start with this option in the menu that is the new group maker. And so in this new group maker, you can paste in a list of your students. With the free version, you can save up to 3 lists of students, and I'll show you how that works in a moment. But you might have more than 3 blocks of students, in which case you would want to save a list of your students maybe in another document and be able to easily copy and paste your students in. So I have 15 students in this sample block here. Press next. And then I can choose the group size. So I can say that I want my groups, I want 5 different groups, and it will automatically say, well, then each group is going to be of 3 students. Or I can choose how many students I want in a group. So if I want to have maybe 4 students in each group, then that's going to make 4 groups for me. Let's go ahead and do that option. I'm going to create the groups, and that is going to randomize things for me. Because I had 15 students, one group, of course, is going to be 3, and the rest will be 4. Now, if you don't love exactly how these groups are looking, but say you like that student 1 is here, you like that student 12 and 9 are in this group, and you like that student 14 is in this group, but you want to reshuffle the rest, you can just press the little pin icon and then press create groups again, and it will shuffle all the rest of the names that you had not pinned. So that could be helpful if you want to, for instance, keep a group leader in each of the groups, but then shuffle up the groups. You could do that. Additionally, if you want to manually move anything around, you can drag and drop to move certain students around if you would like to do that. And the last thing that you can do is you can click these 3 dots, and if you never want student 11 to be working with student 14, for example, you can choose that option, and then when you create groups, it would make sure that those 2 students aren't paired together. And you can tell that that exclusion is turned on because it's very subtle, but these 3 dots are actually green, whereas the rest are all gray. So I can clear that if I want. So that is how the group randomizer works. Now let me show you how I saved that list of student names. If you go back to this menu bar here and you click on Personalize, then you can create up to 3 student lists for free. You can do more if you pay for this. So let me make another list, and you just put 1 name per line, and then you can click on where it says new list to rename it. And that's it. So now I have 2 class lists, and I can make a 3rd one before I run out. So now if I go back to the new group maker, you'll see that I have 2 blocks to choose from, and now I can randomize that group. Just like that. That is the basics of how this new group maker works. Now you might be interested in polling, because I was very excited about that at first, but this doesn't really work in a virtual classroom. The way that this is supposed to work is, say you have a smart board in your classroom, students would come up to the board and they would click how they're feeling, and then you get a sense of that on the board, but this doesn't work in a virtual environment. There's no way for me to tell students to get into this. So if you're in a remote learning setting, this is probably not going to be super exciting to you, that new poll. But let me take you to the new screen, and that is back to what we saw when we first logged in. You can change the background of this, a variety of backgrounds here. I'm going to just choose this one for now. Now you can use a name randomizer, and that would allow you to choose from one of your lists of names, or you can clear it and type in something new, just like that. And then you can press choose. and that would be a randomizer. If you know me, you know that I probably would never use the random name generator just to call in a student randomly, but there's other uses of this for sure, like having different options here and then randomizing that for the class. So that's how you use that. You can open up multiple randomizers at the same time. So you can see now that it says 2 because I have 2 of these lists open, and I can do it like so. I can close out of them if I don't want them anymore. All right, there are some dice if you want to roll some dice. There is a QR code generator, and that could be great if you're in a classroom where maybe you have lower schoolers and they all have iPads and you just want to pull up a QR code on the board so that students can easily scan it in instead of having to click on a link. So that's how that can be used. You just paste in the URL and it automatically generates the QR code for that website. Now the drawing, I really love this. You can use a stylus or just your mouse to draw on this little sticky note kind of thing. You can also change the size of the pen thickness like that. Let's make it thick and then change it to red. You can do that. You can resize it to make it bigger or smaller, and you can move it around. There's also a text tool, so this could be a great way to type in a prompt or some kind of clue for the students to follow. Again, you can make this bigger or smaller. You can have more than one text box. Change the size and the color of the font, and again, move it around just like that. Then you have some word symbols, so that could cue to the students, you want silence time, you want whisper time, you want them to ask a neighbor, or you want them to work together. So that's an easy way to pull up a visual on your screen. You have the traffic lights, red light, yellow, green, if you want to use that. There's also a timer, so this would be a countdown timer. So if you want to say, all right, you have 5 minutes in your groups, press the play so it will count down, and you can change the sound of that chime that will go off after the 5 minutes are up. I'm going to cancel that timer for now. There is also a stopwatch, and that would count up instead. And finally, there is a clock that you can show on the screen if you want that, and a calendar if you want to put that up on your board. So those are the basic features that are available here. Now again, something to remember, I'm going to just go over to the menu and show you the upgrade screen, because with the free, you only have the 3 class names, but you also cannot save your screens. So you do need to upgrade to Pro if you wanted to save the screen from day to day or from class to class. If you refresh, then the screen that you had been using will be gone. So that is something to note. But as long as you haven't closed out, then I have the screens that I've made today. So this group maker that I had made earlier, my student names are still there to easily be able to access, and I can navigate between my different windows just by using the arrows down here. If at any point you want to close one of the windows that you had made, go back to my screens. Like I didn't really want this poll, I'm going to delete that. Yes, delete it. And I'm going to close this group maker. Yes, delete it. And so now I only have those other screens. If I refresh, then you can see all of my screens are now gone. So that is something that you just want to be aware of with the free version. So that's really it. I can now create a new screen, go back, and I just think this is a very easy way, especially in a remote setting where we need to provide more visual cues on our screen. Great way to just easily be able to pull up a text box, type in a note so that students can see a visual cue while you are talking and more easily be able to follow whatever it is that you are saying. Drawing tool, if you are a math teacher, have a tablet like me, this is a great one right here. I can easily just sketch, boom, answer question as students are asking. So that's it for this video. I hope you find it helpful. Bye.